I'm Noel Dunn. I'm the Director of Creative Alliance. Creative Alliance is a specialist vocational learning provider for the creative and cultural industries across the Midlands. What we do is enable talented young people to get into learning, training and working in creative roles across a whole variety of sectors, including of course the creative and cultural industries. Creative Pioneers is the Institute of Professional Advertisers' nationally recognised award-winning programme to encourage employers in the advertising, design, marketing and PR sector to look at widening their recruitment strategies, to look at taking on talented school leavers into entry-level roles through the apprenticeship programme.
The original inspiration for Creative Pioneers came directly out of an event. I was at a Work Foundation event on the very day that it was announced that 1 million young people were out of work or looking for work. And everybody in the room was challenged to think of a solution to the problem. Because of my position at the IPA representing 300 different employers, it suddenly came to me that we had the perfect opportunity to do something about it. And I announced in open forum that we would do everything we could to open up our industry to school leavers. And that I could see that this would be a win-win opportunity because our industry, which is being completely transformed by the digital revolution, the digital economy, needed digital natives who were intuitive users of all the latest social media and digital formats. So it seemed to me that it was a no-brainer.
We've supported now 200 young people across 150 different creative and cultural organisations into apprenticeships. 80% of the young people who successfully complete their apprenticeship move into full-time employment, usually with their sponsoring employer. So we've talked to those employers about what the advantage of doing the apprenticeship programme is for them. And what they talk about is that it helps them develop the qualities that they are looking for in anyone working in their agency or organisation. Every company has a slightly different approach to how they deliver their business. If they have the opportunity to bring new young talent into their business at a very early stage, they can shape and develop that talent to becoming the model employees they want them to be. Ultimately, of course, what we're doing is helping young people become young professionals.
Hi, I'm Layla and I'm the Marketing Manager for Creative Pioneers. I've been very involved with building and fostering relationships with training providers across all the different regions. So Creative Pioneers operates in London, Birmingham, Bristol, Newcastle and Manchester. The benefits to employers include the visibility and the publicity that they get through the involvement with Metro newspaper, which is our media partner for Creative Pioneers. Metro is urban, it's young, it's free, and very much in the spirit of the program. We also work with lots of different partners across the country, such as the National Apprenticeship Service, the National Careers Week, and many others in order to make sure that we're speaking to schools and careers advisors, as well as parents.
Creative Pioneers started with a huge ambition. My original intention in year one was to get over 100 young people into work. I was certainly over-ambitious, but I'm glad to say now that we're approaching year 4, we're going to get 250 young people into work this year. Our ambition is to get to 1,000 per year, which means that in our industry sector, we will be taking on as many school leavers as we do graduates.
I've been involved in the challenge since inception in 2012, and it's fantastic to see our first cohort now being promoted to junior account execs or junior creative directors, and it gives us immense pleasure to see them coming back and mentoring the newer lot. So I think for a young person, it's a fantastic platform to really understand the industry. It's also a great opportunity for young people to meet other like-minded young people and come together as a community and build relationships with their peer group.
Creative Pioneers is making a huge difference to the industry. It's changing the culture of the way in which we work. It's introducing fresh ideas. It's diversifying our workforce. And the feedback that we're getting from employers is that if graduates don't watch out, these young school leavers will be beating them to it.
We've filmed 6 young people who are about to complete their apprenticeship and are all going to move into full-time employment with their employers. They'll tell you what an apprenticeship involves, the benefits to them, and how an employer can get the best out of them as an apprentice.
My name's Tom, I'm 21 and for the past year I've been a digital apprentice at the Partnership. I wanted to try my hand at an apprenticeship because it takes you from a world where you're not working 5 days a week or where you're not doing sort of high profile client work to one where you are. And in my case it was in an industry where I'd never been before, doing work that I'd never even thought of doing. In my first month here I was sort of pushed onto a web design, like a web build project. Something that I thought I didn't even think I'd do. I would build throughout the entire apprenticeship, let alone the first month. When you finish your A-levels, you've got a couple of options. You've got university, full-time work, or an apprenticeship. They're sort of the main 3 sort of routes that people go down. And I've heard a lot of good things about apprenticeships and sort of the sort of pros that you get and positives that you get from sort of a full working week and working 5 days and doing client work, actual work, as opposed to sitting in a lecture theatre listening to someone else talk. I'd heard a lot of the positives about that and I sort of wanted to just try that for myself. The reason why I took this apprenticeship is because I was at a time where I just wanted something different and I needed something completely fresh and something I could really get stuck into. The reason why I wanted to work in the creative sector, it was just something a little bit different. It was something you never really get exposed to it I didn't get exposed to it through my A-levels and GCSEs, through the subjects that you get taught and the subjects that sort of not push on you, but the subjects that you sort of, the mainstream subjects, there's never any sort of digital design or creative. I mean, you do art and you do IT, but IT is nothing like what sort of the digital design is. It doesn't even give you any insight, so it was something completely different and I thought I could try my hand at it.
I'm Bradley Morrison. I'm currently the Creative Media Apprentice for Beat Freaks. Doing an apprenticeship involves a lot of hard work. Some people might be surprised to know that a lot of organisations treat their apprentices the same way that they treat everyone else. Beat Freaks has really just treated me like a normal employee rather than a young person or a young apprentice, which has been great because it's kind of built my confidence. When I started being an apprentice, I wasn't quite sure of what I could do. I knew that I could do graphic design, but it wasn't to a high level. So mainly my role was YouTube management, and then on the side doing a little bit of graphic design. But now it's kind of grown into doing a lot of graphic design because I've got a lot of mentoring and I've grown with my skills. I'm excited to just do my future because now I know what I can do, rather than being young and not knowing what to do. And I think that if more young people knew about apprenticeships, that they would be in the same position that I am.
I'm Kat, I'm 19. I've been at Jones & Palmer for nearly 11 months now. I started off doing typesetting and now I've moved on to the digital team. My educational story so far is I left school with 12 GCSEs, 1 A star, 6 A's, 5 B's. I got the highest mark in art in my year and I also got an A in graphics. I went straight into college, did 2 years, art and design, level 3, it was a BTEC. And I came out and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go to uni, so I looked for an apprenticeship. Doing an apprenticeship involves a lot of hard work because you have to do work, not just for the company, but obviously for the apprenticeship itself, for your qualification. So a lot of work and dedication. I wanted to work in the creative sector because it runs in the family really. I've always wanted to follow my mum's footsteps. She did graphics at my age and I always aspired to be like that. And I've always been good at art, I was always good in school, so I just thought it was a place for me. I enjoy it. I wanted an apprenticeship to take me into the industry and hopefully into a career. I just know that I want to be in a career that I'm happy in and live life to the fullest.
I left school with 7 GCSEs. I attended Colmers. I applied to go to Howe College in Redditch, which is part of the Worcester firm, to do level 3 health and social care. My dad actually suggested the course for me as it had a hands-on approach with the work experience with children and old people and working in schools. But on the flip side, there was a lot of writing, which I found difficult. So I left, saw this apprenticeship with Dan, with Hero Communications, and then that seemed to be the way forward. I'm learning a lot more, I'm a lot happier, so I definitely recommend apprenticeships. At the start of my apprenticeship with Hero Communications, it was pretty much learning the ropes, so learning about analytics software and best times to post on social media, how to captivate the best target audience. As I've developed my skills and time's moved on, I'm 6 months into my qualification. There's a lot more freedom and respect and trust, which is a lot easier on me. Doing an apprenticeship for me involves being creative and doing a hands-on approach, networking, doing social media. So my job role in my apprenticeship is to control social media, put out tweets, go to networking events, sell the business, and just work generally in the team.
I'm Jordan and I'm working at Barefaced Media as a web developer and doing an apprenticeship. I wanted to do an apprenticeship because I thought it was a much better route than going to university where I'd be racking up debt, a lot of debt, and then whereas as an apprentice I'd be learning and getting some experience in the work field that I want to go into, and I believe it would set me off a better future. Being on an apprenticeship involves, well, for me it's involved working for clients' websites and doing all the code behind it. And on the side, for the more apprenticeship side of it, doing a lot of coursework where it's marked by my assessor, and I have about probably monthly meetings with him, and so we assess what I've been doing and how I've been progressing throughout the apprenticeship. What I've learned here is a lot more about the social side with clients and like how developing relationships with them is really important. Also learn how important the social aspect is with workmates as well, and how it can really improve your experience whilst working.
I'm Lubna. I'm a marketing and communications assistant for Creative Alliance. When I was at school, I decided that I wanted to get into graphic design. So when it came to going to college, I chose graphic design, photography and history. But in college, I feel like I wasn't very good being in a classroom, which is why I knew that going to university wouldn't be for me. As 2 years, I already felt like I wasted, so I didn't want to waste another 3 years doing classroom-based learning, so that's why I wanted to do an apprenticeship. But I think marketing was always what I wanted to do. Creative Alliance have helped me with in many ways. So I think one way is my confidence. Another way is they've built up my employability skills, I think. There's like things I wouldn't do before, such as I wouldn't be able to talk to people or answer the phone, etc. But being in Creative Alliance has helped me with that, and they also provided me like guidance around design subjects, so they had a mentor come in and work with me. So yeah, they've helped me a lot.